Who is the most powerful, mightiest characters in Narutoverse? Many try answer this question and all failed, and I'm going to do the same thing, because it's extremely complicated. Each element, each transformation got weak point. There are Kenkai Genkai, you can summon beasts for fight, cast illusion, you can summon dead people with Edo Tensei, turn yourself into ghost, control life and death with Rinnegan. There are battle puppets, you can steal someone's soul, there are demons, aliens, and last but not least, Hidan and Jashin. So only answer could be given by Kishimoto, but even he, after third data book, stopped giving to characters some attributes, which would be very helpful in raw estimation power, even in general way. So in this video I'm going to try to rank them by their strength in very general way using my special methodology. And now you can go straight to 25th place or listen my methodology. Also, please check channel of Satori, he make very good what ifs video. Methodology. I choose 51 characters that easy to scale. The main source was manga, databooks and sometimes anime. So no movie, no novels and definitely no Boruto. Each character is in strongest form alive. If you know only Edo Tensei, I am going to assume that a live version should be a little bit faster, stronger, but got worse stamina. I also not going to use some extremely temporary external boost in power, like being amped by Naruto or Kyuubi chakra during war, because that power is not the power of this character. So this ranking is based on two factors, short-term power and long-term power. And short-term power is who doing with whom. So to make this clear, I create special table in which I compare every one of these 51 characters in the 5-point scale. And character get 1 point if he got nearly 100% chance of winning against another. For example, Madara and Hidan. Can Hidan kill Madara? Yes. Would that happen? No. So Madara get 1 point, Hidan 0. If one fighter got clear dominance, he's stronger, but there are still some way, logical way, that he can lose. For example, the fight would start in the long distance and this fighter is mainly fighter on the close range. Then one got 0.75 and the other got 0.25 points. And if the fight is equal, and truly debatable in my opinion of course, both get half points. Now, long-term strength, long-term power was expressed on the same 5-point scale. And for this scale, from these attributes, I compare what this character can achieve in Naruto world. For example, is this character able to defeat large army of shinobi, conquer or found a new shinobi village, destroy 5 nations at once, and such thing. And it's not easy. For example, Rasa, the father of Gaara, is physically weaker than his son, he lost to his son. However, he got power to control and manipulate gold, which in long run make him much more powerful than his son because gold equal money equal power. And using these two attributes, long and short term power, I create scale from 0 to 100. And basing on this final score from 2 power long and short term, I rank this character. So let's start. Go to rank number 25, Itachi Uchiha, and good score 54.75. Itachi is very strong fighting 1 versus 1, but loses a lot in long run. He's sick and he became blind from his power, so he wouldn't be able to establish or maintain new village. His wonderful power not withstand his illness. He's so high only because he can use Kotomatsukami to control someone to do his will after his death. Without that, he wouldn't appear on 25 list. He would be maybe 30, maybe even 40. Number 24. Onoki. Onoki is true monster. He can fly, which is very useful skill. He got particle size which can vaporize anybody. But he got problem with aging and back pain, and we saw that in the middle of fight he can be completely immobilized from his back, and he nearly died against Gengetsu because of pain, and Gaara need to save him, so he cannot be higher on this list. Number 23. Sasori. Sasori is underestimated character. He's incredibly strong. He himself already conquered one country, and ability to create battle puppets from defeated opponents in long run, making one of the most powerful beings. Because after defeating every fight, he becomes stronger. His enormous collection of human puppets is about nearly 300 puppets. We see only 100, so we still don't know 60% of his arsenal, and he would become even stronger, so he truly deserves to be on this spot. Number 22 and 59 points, Gengetsu, another forgotten character, and he deserves much more. He defeated entire army by doing nothing. Without Gaara, he would have killed Onoki, and Gaara have only chance against him because of his father Gold Dust, which is not his power, so it's most likely that in normal alive version, if fight in another place, he would be able to kill 2 Kage at once. That is true amazing power. Number 21, 20 and 19. 3rd Raikage, 4th Raikage and Kirby. I talk about them together because they are very similar fighters and they got very similar scores. Why they are so high? Because they are very solid. Their powers do not weaken them, they got great speed, good defense and very powerful attacks, so they got a lot of points on 1 versus 1. Why Kirby is on the lead? Because Gyuki give him advantage against illusion, and in large-scale attack, Bijudama can destroy entire armies, while the other need time. Place 18, Danzo Shimura. Temporary immortality would release great speed, give him good score in 1 versus 1, although you must remember that he needs time to activate his immortality, which is not the best thing. However, Koto Matsukami used 1 a day give him enormous result in the long-term power. Because if he meets someone too strong for him, he can use Koto Matsukami to control this person and escape from battle. And also in terms of his influence over Shinobi world, Koto Matsukami once a day is truly amazing. That's why he's so high on this list. And spot 17, very controversial, Kakuzu. That's right, Kakuzu is so high on this because he got top strength, top speed, top durability, which give him very good score 1 versus 1. But his ability to rip someone hard and prolong his life gives him another amazing score in the long run, because we don't know how long he would be able to live with that technique, with that jutsu. 50 years more, 100, 200, we don't know. But with his great power and so long life, his influence over Naruto world would be insane. Also, if you fight against a large number of people, there are just more potential hearts for him, so he wouldn't get tired and would get more and more life during a fight. And ability to steal someone's heart give him also ability to use someone's chakra transformation, which in theory may be also using someone's Kenkai Genkai. So in theory he can, if he killed 5 Kenkai Genkai users, like Woodrees, Magmaris or something like that, he not only would have some basic chakra nature, but also this one. And if that would be true, he would be even higher. Number 16 and 63 and quarter points. Minato Namikaze, 4th Hokage alive. That's talent that died prematurely, and that's very pity. If he lived 10 or 20 years longer, he would be true powerhouse in Naruto world, maybe even unmatched. Despite his great strength and speed, there are still characters that stand chance against him, so he's so high. Moreover, in theory, if he only were attacked by someone too strong for him, he can just teleport away and escape, and that will give him always a draw. So he got very strong score, which is strong in both 1 versus 1 and in long term, because he's so talented and versatile. Although once again, there are still characters even from below of him that can defeat him. But not very likely, but still. Number 15, Jiraiya, and 64 points. Is Jiraiya stronger than living young Minato? It's difficult to say. He's definitely more experienced. He got more chakra transformation. He used more common Sage Mode in battle. Had got much greatest knowledge of Shinobi world. He is the person who got the most amount of completed mission in Konoha, which is quite funny because by most of his life he was teaching some orphans, learning ninjutsu in the frog country, or just making his research. So I don't know when he made this nearly 2000 mission, but he did. And he's, in my opinion, a little more versatile. And I maybe a little overestimated him because he is destined to impact the world in a greater scale with his students, but I think that he should be on this list. Maybe a little lower, got higher, but maybe a little lower, but that still plays for him, more or less. And place 14, the great Hanzo Salamandra. Yeah, no, that's maybe bizarre for you, but that's not mistake from my part, because Hanzo is stronger than you think, and I'm going to make such video on this channel, because he got strange on completely different level. It's said that he tried to unite 5 great nations of shinobi by force during time of Prime Hiruzen, Prime Monoki, strongest Kazekage third Raikage, and third Mizukage. He tried to do by force, and he survived. More also, there is some interesting data that in anime during Infinite Tsukuyomi Dreams, he fight in this alternative version of story against Naruto in Kurama Mode 2, and he got upper hand. And like I said, there is a lot of evidence for him to be so high, which I'm going to show you in separate video. But he's really so damn strong. Number 13 and 73.5 points. Mu, usually equal to Gengetsu, which is not true. He lost to him, or I mean, he died together with him, but they are not equal to each other. In his time, and he lived during time of Hashirama and Tobirama, very great censor, no one could detect him, and he was named as non-person. So he could quietly fly to any place, any village, no one would know that he is approaching this, then destroy it with that release and fly away, in the same style as Pain did to Konoha, but better. And I don't know what Kishimoto was thinking when he created him, because he is really too strong in my opinion. Now, place number 12, Might Guy and 75.5 point. Why he's so high? Because 8 gates make him almost always draw against anybody strong. Although, you know, he died, but that's always a draw and a half point. So he got enormous amount of points in 1 versus 1. And he's able to use 7 gate very often. So in a long run, he could, his village was in danger, use 7 gate, defeats practically any army, Biju or whoever attack, and survived. Although this would be weaken him in the short amount of time, so he is not as good as top players, but still he's extremely good, and 12th place is very good for him. Number 11, Nagato. He controls Gedomazo, life and death with Rinnegan. Use all elements. He deserves this praise. Although true question is if mature, more adult Pain is stronger than his younger, healthy version, but younger, less experienced. Is difficult question, and I'm not going to answer in this video. If Pain was stronger than his healthy version, then he probably would got a few less points, but he still would be in the top 20. And number 10, Hiruzen. Hiruzen, the strongest Kage of his time and perhaps the strongest Hokage before Naruto. Although I don't want to scale him to the level or above Hashirama, because we never seen his feats in his prime, but his younger self should be here. Also remember, he was named a god of shinobi when Mu, non-human, Hanzo is only named the icon. Number 9, Tobirama Senju. His performance against Jubito is amazing, and that was only Edo Tensei form, so he should be even greater. In speed, he beats almost anybody. He should be weaker than Prime Hiruzen because it's said in data books that Hiruzen's talent was better than Tobirama's and Hiruzen lived longer, so he should achieve a better height, but once again we never saw so much of Prime Hiruzen. 9th place is fair in my opinion. Also, if that would be about Minato in Kurama mode, so Edo Tensei, he would be probably at the same now. Number 8 and 84 points. Hashirama Senju. Hashirama is not the strongest character without the 6-path power. He's the second one. Nobody Below is a serious threat to him, maybe except Prime, Hiruzen and 8 Gates guy. But once again, we didn't saw never Prime Hiruzen, so I don't going to consider him, and Might Guy can win against him only with 8 Gates technique, and using 8 Gates technique make that he is going to die either way, so it's a draw. Moreover, Hashirama should be able to know about 8 Gates technique, so if he saw Might Guy using previous gates, he may be smart, think that he may be using the 8 Gates final gates and maybe hide his original body and use some wood clones that tricked even Madara. Now, number 7. Kabuto, and nobody should be surprised to find Kabuto in position 7. He is true monster, Sage mode, he stores many other powers, and the most important, he is the best user of Edo Tensei. And with that technique alone, he can conquer entire Naruto world. He can summon Kage, Akatsuki, Jinchuriki, and Madara, and even many more. So Hashirama would have big problem against such many opponents. Once again, Edo Tensei is his main skills. So saying about Kabuto without that is in my opinion incorrect. So Kabuto is number 7. Rest is obvious. Number 6. Jubito. Jubito can very easily defeat Kabuto because he possesses Young King Riz, which completely negate Edo Tensei, and he should be able to defeat anybody else, even 8 Gates Guide, which may be problem, but not I think that the problem, because we must remember that the strongest form of Jubito from his free form, which is initial, stable, and Jubito after erasing God 3, which is his third form, then his second form is on the same tier as Madara with God 3. So he should be even stronger than Madara that fight 8 Gates Guy, and 8 Gates Guy needs support of many Kage level fighter to have any chance at all. Now, number 5 is Sasuke, and number 4 is Naruto. Their scores is very similar because while Naruto is physically stronger than Sasuke still possesses Rinnegan and have different sets of skill. So for example, Naruto wouldn't be able to negate Infinite Tsukuyomi, but Sasuke was able to do that because their powers are different. So their ranking is not so different. And the final 3 person. Number 3. Madara Uchiha, number 2 and 1 Kaguya and Hagoromo. And they are extremely close to each other because the rest of cast don't stand chance against them. Madara should be able to win with easy against Sasuke or Naruto 1 versus 1. Together is different case, but 1 versus 1 Madara should win. Also, there are some arguments for Madara being above Hagoromo, and there are some arguments for Hagoromo to be above Kaguya, but that is from debate, not from this video. And that's all. Now, 5 characters that should be on this list in top 25, but are very problematic to scale. And number 1 is Zetsu. Zetsu is bizarre. He was cut by Chojuro, scared of Minato and nearly blind Kakashi, and then he was able to surprise 3-eyed Madara, which is clearly insane. He got ability to use other people as a host and use their powers without their will, even better than they. So he's very strong in the short run, and in the long run he would be insanely powerful because he's able to live by hundreds of maybe thousands of years. So he definitely should be in the top 10, but where exactly, I don't know. Number 2 is DMS Kakashi and Work Kakashi. And these two forms are very problematic because Demon's Kakashi is very strong, but extremely temporary and depends only on power of Obito. Because Obito is sharing his chakra, his 6th path chakra from Afterlife with Kakashi. So in my opinion that should be even form of Kakashi much more likely than form of Obito. And his War Arc form is bizarre from 2 points, because because he's nearly blind, that's one thing, so in the long run would be very weak. And the second thing is difficult to say, at least for me. In one moment of the series we saw power of Kakashi and not power of Kurama's chakra, because Kakashi was amped by Kurama's chakra many times during War Arc. So what is Kurama power? What is power of Kakashi? Number 3. Orochimaru. Orochimaru is very strong, and his form from Great Shinobi War is definitely stronger than his previous form, because he used Hashirama's cell to create his body. However, we don't know how good his control of Edo Tensei Hokage. We know that he wasn't able to control Hashirama. We know that Tobirama was able to oppose his will. And what about Hiruzen, who also should be able to know this technique and correct hand seal? And what about Minato with power of Kyuubi? They also should be strong and in the same tier, so at least for me it's not clear how many Edo Tensei he should be able to control. But War Arc Orochimaru should be on this list, and last 2 characters, Ashura and Indra, and they are also problematic. One, because if you think that the reincarnation Hashirama and Madara in a life form got the same strength as them, well, then should be on the tier of Hashirama and Madara alive form, so around 8th place. But if you think that their base is on the level of Hashirama and then they got, at least Ashura got power of Hagoromo entire power when Naruto got only half, then they should be on the tier of Hagoromo, so on the tier, let's say, of 3-eyed Madara. So from place 8 to place 3. I hope you like this video and this methodology, and if you got enough time, please make your ranking using 5-point scale from short-term power and 5-point scale from long-term power. I would be love to see your results. And this methodology is not the best one, because the most characters you use, the better, the most correct answer you will get, and I use only 51 characters, but from this list I think is close enough to be correct answer. In next future I'm going to make video from One Punch Man World, and that will be how strong is Blast. From Naruto, Hanzo is stronger than you think. Maybe I'm going to make some crossover video like how strong would be Captain America from Cinematic Marvel Universe in Bakiverse. And then a video from Hunter x Hunter about Phantom Troop versus Meruem and debunking some mistake from Set the Programmer video. That was good video, but got few very terrible mistakes, so they need to be correct.